Hello, my name is Mia Raymes, and my senior project is titled Breeching the Stage, and yes, it's a pun because breeches are pants. So, my inspiration for my senior project began with an article that Gordon had sent me while we were trying to figure out what I was going to do, and it was titled The Role of Pants in Pants Role. And basically, the article was an interview conducted with this actress that had done a production of Twelfth Night for the Folger Theater, and she played the role of Viola, which is one of Shakespeare's more famously known pants roles. So, a pants role basically is a female character that dons pants in order to obscure herself and protect herself. The other thing that really inspired me to do this project was Sarah Bernhardt's performance as Hamlet in 1899, because she was one of the first female actresses to take on a heavily known male Shakespeare role. And so I decided to do my own gender exploration through Twelfth Night. So my project came down to being a performance of Twelfth Night monologues and analysis. It was performance and research based. I had the pleasure of playing 6 characters from Twelfth Night and exploring their gender identities. They included Viola, Olivia, Malvolio, Sebastian, Antonio, and Duke Orsino. And the other component of my project was a TED Talk portion that was in conjunction with the performance of the monologues. And the topics that I included and discussed were gender norms, historical context, Shakespearean theater, and analysis of the characters and the text within their monologues. So I had set up a bunch of different learning outcomes for myself for this project, which included demonstrating thorough analysis of each character through written and oral communication, demonstrating a cogent understanding of Shakespeare's style through making artistic choices in my performance, and conducting textual analysis in the TED Talk portion, demonstrating my knowledge of historical context and perspectives, as well as contemporary context and perspectives when it comes to gender identity and gender norms in the TED Talk, and also demonstrating individual responsibility through the roles of being a performer, my own dramaturg, director, and stage manager. So the first part of the process was obviously selecting monologues for the characters, and I decided to pick monologues that were connected through gender, as well as one of the larger themes of these characters and their search to find a genuine love. I also conducted a lot of research for the TED Talk portion, which mostly consisted of being historical context, looking at the gender roles and norms that were set up during Shakespeare's time and during the Elizabethan era, and also potentially finding some inspiration for character development by learning about this kind of context. And these are images of the sources that I used, as well as some descriptions underneath of what they contained. Another part of the process was doing scansion and textual analysis. This is one of the monologues that I did. It was Viola's Act 2, Scene 2 monologue. As you can see, I did the scansion with the lines above the words noting the stressed syllables and the U's noting the unstressed syllables. I also have notation of feminine endings, beat changes, and lightning bolt thoughts. And then on this side, we have more tools that I had gained from taking acting styles with Gordon this semester, which was awesome and helped me a lot throughout this process. And yeah. And then this is an example of one of the prose monologues that I did. Again, you can see the different tools and devices that I used and found within the speech itself, looking for the antitheticals, repetition of words, etc., etc. So another large part of the process was journaling. I journaled every week. This held me accountable for getting things done that I planned on getting done for my timeline, as well as just letting out any anxieties, the epiphanies that I had, etc. And then, of course, another part of the process for me was recording myself and documenting my rehearsal. And I was able to send videos to Gordon and use them for acting styles as well. So that was really helpful. These are screenshots of different videos of my rehearsal process. And these are close-up images of some journals that I had done. So I had made a lot of discoveries, and I had a couple challenges with this project. So one of the biggest discoveries I made was that there are different modes of acting, and this helped define my process as an actor for future work that I do. Not limited to Shakespeare by any means. So there's a working mode, a play mode, and a performance mode. A working mode would be, in terms of Shakespeare, would be looking at the different devices like scansion and antithesis and repetition, and really emphasizing those as you're rehearsing the speech. Play mode would be more along the lines of rapping the speech or singing it or doing ambiguous and abstract movements while rehearsing. And then comes performance mode, which would be pulling different discoveries you made in working mode and play mode and using those as creating the artistic choices for the character. And that's what I did. I have discovered I've become a huge Shakespeare nerd, and I just love how he writes for the character. One of my biggest challenges throughout this process was coming down with COVID. It sucked, but I made it through. I've realized that my work as a performer is never going to be perfect, and it's not meant to be. And it's okay to be vulnerable with my art. I've learned to take more breaks. And then another challenge I had specifically with the Shakespeare part of this project was nailing the verse line transitions. They're tricky, but they really do help with the character transition from thought to thought. So overall, I feel as though I was successful with this project. I was able to complete thorough analysis, research, and create strong artistic choices for each character. I've gained a strong understanding of Shakespeare-style performance. I have made strong connections to gender and character through my textual analysis and dramaturgical research. And I have a final recording that encapsulates my passion and the hard work that I have done for this project. I will also share the link in the chat for y'all to view it. I would appreciate it if you did. Thank you very much.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you. I bade you never speak again of him. But would you undertake another suit? I had rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.